Well, I mean, I guess that's where the test tends to change also. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's asking generally, like, as a person, do you usually want to make new friends? Or like I guess it also depends on how you interpret the question.
True.
Mhm. Hi everyone, welcome back to Feelings to Unfold podcast. I'm Christina.
I'm Maribel.
Last week we talked about media, how we look or how we feel about like our own way we dress, how we do our makeups, even how the different genders go about with like skincare, even how they even dress. So like we talked a lot about even like our interpersonal feelings, how the media could kind of change that for us. So this week, I think we're kind of going on with the whole self-worth, kind of going towards more of our personalities. So we thought maybe we should take the personality test and see what the internet tells us about our own kind of, I guess, well thinking in a way. Um, so we took the test and we both got our scores. So Maribel, do you want to say what you got first?
I got ENFJT.
And I did too. So I guess we're both protagonists. That's really interesting. Do you think your results were kind of like spot on in a way?
Okay, well, I didn't read too much about what each portion was yet, but so far I'm just surprised because I took this test a couple months ago and it's basically the same, but the thing that changed for me was the extroverted and the introverted. But last time I took it, I was like 52% introverted, so it was pretty borderline. And I guess now, after a few months, I went the other way.
Well, doesn't that mean like you became more extroverted between the past couple months then?
I
Which is
guess.
which just means you talk to more people now, right? Or you're more confident in talking to more people. Is that what it's trying to say?
I mean, I don't know, because it's like, since I've been borderline, I still feel kind of the same. And it is still like close to, but yeah, I think it depends on the situation for me, if I'm going to be extroverted or introverted. I think a lot of people are kind of like that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I could see myself like that actually. Actually, for mine, okay, yeah. So for mine, I think I never took this test before. So this is my first time taking it. So, and I've
Oh,
always wanted to take it because I've always seen a lot of, I guess, like K-pop artists that I follow take it. So I've always been like interested in seeing, like, oh, I
your
wonder how
results.
much you know. So yeah, for mine was 53% extroverted,
Mm.
and then my introvert was 66%, which I'm not amazed because always known I'm pretty introverted, but like what you said, like I'm in the in between, like it depends on the situation. Like when it
Mhm.
comes to like work and like school, I could be pretty extrovert where like I kind of force myself into talking to more people,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So, and I like have the bit of a different personality when it comes to those situations compared to when it's just me. And if I go to a party or if I'm with like my friends, I'm more introverted, you know?
That for me, it depends like who I'm with. Because
Hmm.
certain friends will bring out like the more extroverted
Yeah, that
side,
too. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
I do think that once I got to college, I became more extroverted. Because in college, it's a lot different than high school. Like you're not seeing the same people
True.
every day or whatever. Like you see them often, but you really have to go out of your way to talk to people or like make those connections. And I think the
Right.
kind of person that I am, like I just like having friends, I like talking to people. So it really that like being in the college environment really kind of forced that extroverted side out of me a little more. But I mean, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of both, so
No, yeah, totally. I'm like, yeah, I think if I took this test probably in high school, I think my extroverted side would have been like 0%. Because it feels like I was
Zero.
a lot. Oh, okay, maybe not, but like I think I was a lot more shy when I was like younger, and I was too scared to like speak
Yeah.
up, and and like so I think as I get older, my extroverted side starts to how would you say, like, more confidence in myself, I
Hmm.
think. So like it starts to grow a little bit more. At least for me, that's how I feel. But yeah, I thought it was really interesting. I'm like, okay, well maybe I'm getting a little bit more extroverted than I thought I was. So yeah.
Yeah, over the years for me, I have become more extroverted. But I think part of it is because when you're younger, you're kind of, or personally, like I was kind of scared of getting judged by people a lot of times, so I didn't want to speak up or I didn't want to talk. And then I was kind of really shy because a lot of times I was the new girl in school, and so I didn't know how to like just approach people who've already been friends for a long time, you know? But then in that way, it kind of forced me to make friends also. So maybe that helped actually.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see that. I guess I could say like I was in the same situation. Like I moved around a lot when I was younger, and so I started different schools. So I always would remember like I would have a hard time like making friends also
Mhm.
because like the same situation. Like they already had their cliques and everything.
Yeah.
So it was like it felt different when I was like trying to be part of it. But after a while, like I was part of those friends and I did make friends, but it wasn't the easiest thing to do when I was younger. But now that I'm older, like I feel like I had an ease it's a little bit easier now to be able to be open and and be more friendly. But I still have that inkling in the back of my mind be like, "Oh no, Christina, just stay quiet." Just like don't say anything. But I think I've grown out of it. Just a little bit. Just like a little bit, you know. Um, what other results were
well,
there?
well, I'm wondering if because I was like the new girl all the time, if that helped me now to be more extroverted with
Mm,
other people because I don't want other people to feel that way. You know, like
mm,
in high school, actually she was one of my closest friends because she was a new girl, and knowing how that felt, I approached her and I was like, "Hey, if you like want to have lunch with us, you can," because I knew what it felt like. So I wonder if
oh yeah,
that's like part of the reason why I am the way I am now. Like I always want people to feel comfortable, in the situation, so I'll talk to them first or something.
I can see that. Like that would make sense. Um, yeah, no, I think that would make sense of how much like you've grown into who you are now, kind of thing.
I
Yeah,
see.
I could see it. I could see that. I'm trying to like remember how like when we like met. It feels like you were pretty shy. It feels like, but then also I think I was too focused on me trying to be like 'cause, like, I had, like, the authoritative, like, I was, like, the
Yeah.
manager, so I needed to have, like, that whole, like, "Oh, hi, welcome to the team," like, all of that, so it's just, like, I remember because when I first worked at that area, I already worked in his other stores, and so,
Mhm.
like, he brought me into working there. So it's like everyone there was new. So I remember like driving up and I'm like, okay, I was like preparing myself. I'm like, okay, you have to be nice, you have to put a smile on, and you have to be like, okay, like you're meeting a bunch of people. And I remember like, like me being like having like anxiety to meet new people. So I was just like,
Mhm.
okay, I got this, I'm walking in. I'm just like, okay, make sure you don't have your resting resting face on. And just like, be totally different person. And like it feels like that's how I always am when I meet new people. It's like I need to like mentally prepare myself.
Mm.
And it's just like, okay, I have to put this whole different persona and like have this different person just so I can get through like introductions. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if like that's like similar to a lot of people who like need to have that like type of like motivational talk when they meet new people. But yeah.
I think that happens for people who have like social anxiety. You have to kind of prepare yourself to talk to people, right? I mean, that's how I get in school. It's like if you have to do an introduction, I'll like prepare what I'm gonna
Yeah.
say before it
Oh
comes to my
yeah.
turn. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because like I have this friend and we're both communications majors, which is funny. And we're like, I have like social anxiety and I'm in a communications major. Like you're supposed to talk and everything. So it's just like the opposite of anything you would like, like kind of imagine. You'd think like communication majors are probably like super extroverted and like know how to speak and like, be the first person to have like a conversation. But like as I'm like taking these classes and like meeting new people, I'm like, actually half of them are as introverted as I am. Like they're not, it's not what you expect. It's like they're still trying to learn how to be extroverted like myself. And I think that's what helped me kind of get through these past couple of years as, a comm major because like I'm learning to be more extroverted. And I think that's why I'm now my extroverted percentage, I guess, has a little bit risen in a May, if I were to think about it like that.
Yeah,
So
because
like,
like
yeah,
things kind of force you to be a little
yeah,
more extroverted. Yeah.
exactly. hmm I think if you put me in this situation, how we met back then, I don't know, maybe I don't think I would have needed that big of a pep talk before I walked into like, inside. I think I would have been fine being like, hey, what's up, everyone? But, like,
Yeah.
now, like, when I think about it, it's just like, no, I remember, like, really having to have a big conversation with myself, like, just putting myself out there in a lot of situations. But now I'm like, "Okay, I think I could do it. I just need a little bit of a pep talk," but it's not as, like, crucial as before, I
Well,
think.
well, it's like you kind of have to. You don't show people like your real self right away, too.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
why I think that's why when I first meet people, I'm more shy. Like I don't
Mhm.
want them to feel some type of way. Like I don't want to come on too strong or something. Like you know me, so
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely, like, I think I've mentioned this before, like the first time I met you is totally like what I thought about you is totally different compared to what I see you now. Like, whew, it's totally different. Like, I did not expect this out of like the shy little girl, like, that I first met. And
That's
just
why
like,
I
oh no.
say if people think I'm like a shy, quiet girl, they don't know
Yeah.
me.
No, no, exactly. I think that's the same for me. Like everyone thought like I'm shy. I'm closed off probably. But then when they actually start to get to know me, it's just like, oh no, that's not me. I
Yeah.
can be random. I could say the weirdest things. Um, yeah, like I make bad jokes. So it's just like I am not as shy as you think, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. Like yeah. I remember when, I don't know, it was, like, maybe during the summer, I was, like, cleaning my room, and I remember I, like, took out my yearbook. You know how, like, before you would write things? I remember there was, like, couples like, "Oh, you're so shy and quiet," and all those, like, stuff like that. "You're always so sweet and nice." And I'm, like, in the back of my head, I'm like, "Wow, if these people, like, saw me now or really got to know me, I don't think they would be saying these stuff." I don't know, but yeah. So I always find it interesting.
It was fun when like you and I got more comfortable with each other, past like being just coworkers.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't think I would been able to survive all those opening days.
Oh god. Oh no.
If you
I'm
really
laughing to
think
say.
about it. Should I post a video of that? I
Oh
don't know.
no, no, no.
I think I have a couple in there.
I'm
But,
sure there's a lot.
yeah. No, honestly, like, yeah, I don't think a shift would have been like, yeah, like I said, like I've worked two of his locations, and like, yeah, I was like, like friends-ish with like my other coworkers, but I don't think I've ever been as close to like close with a friend. I'm like trying to think if I have, and I don't think I have besides you, you know. And like now, like I can yeah, we started off as coworkers, but now I can say like, oh no, like I consider as one of my best friends, like one someone I could like, like turn to when I need them. Like I don't see her as my coworker anymore. I mean, yeah, we don't work together
Like,
anymore,
that was a
but
long time ago.
yeah, it was like a long time ago, but still at the same time, it's just like now, like it's weird to think how long or where we started technically and how long it's been to see like how much we've kind of grown in between there, and I could like see the different side of you compared to before.
I can't even imagine how we were like when we first met. Like before we got comfortable with each other. I don't
Yeah,
even remember. I can't picture that at all. We
yeah.
both know too
Like
much.
yeah, I think so. I think like what we know now has like blocked out any of that. All I could think of is like I had to either, like make sure I like covered everything that like the owner wanted and make sure like, I showed the authoritative and make sure like I'm not too friendly, like probably like that. But like at the same time, like I don't think I was too much of like we can't be friends kind of thing,
Yeah.
At least I don't think. I think I was trying to be friendly with everyone, even if I didn't like them. Yeah.
uh,
I think we know which person we're thinking of.
I think there's a couple people.
Oh, I was just thinking of one
I know
person.
the main person, but
Oh, okay, then I
there's
think
a
the main
few.
person we're both hitting that same logic there. Anyway, but I did want to say this, like I thought it was really interesting when I saw like how my percentage of being like introvert and extrovert. I thought of like when I was a kid. I remember my mom would tell me how shy I used to be. Like I would
Mhm.
hide behind her leg, or if she's like wearing a dress, I would actually go inside her dress.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
like yeah, like I was really shy. But then when I think about it, it's like I was like probably what, 3 years old when I came to the United States. So, so I was still really young. I barely knew English. So like when my mom would introduce me like in like family or not family but like parties back then, I would think like, oh, I was probably because like I didn't know what they were saying, I didn't know who these people are, so
Mm.
it's like kind of common in a way for like little kids to be shy, and then like some kids who are more like not shy, probably like, depending on their environment. So yeah, like I think I remember my mom would tell me like when I first came to the US, like I would hide underneath the table of like our dining room and stuff, and they would like I wouldn't come out of it. So like my grandpa, I guess, would just like put my food on the floor
Oh.
because like he knew like I wasn't comfortable yet. Cause so like
Yeah.
my I guess my shyness like brought out to there, even with my family. So it's just like, you know. So I think that's where the start of me being introverted, and it just like kind of stayed that way, you know, for a little bit. But yeah, I don't know, I thought that was pretty interesting though.
I never
Um,
knew that.
yeah, yeah, I would. I remember even like there'd be times where like I'd be underneath the table and I would just stick my hand underneath or on top just to grab whatever food's on top of there.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think that even went on like as I got older because I remember I don't know if it was actually no. I think it was because this is something that me and my cousins did when we were in the Philippines, so it became my safe place. But like I
Mm.
remember in the Philippines when me and my cousins we would hide or would go underneath the table, and like back then, or I don't know, I guess like a lot of people have like the tablecloth, so we're like
Mhm.
hidden, right? So like my grandma used to make I can't remember what it was called, but like the bananas with like the sugar on top of it, and then she would fry it,
The
like the
turon.
plantains or something like that. Yeah, no, it
No?
didn't have like the shell. It was just like the
Oh.
banana itself with
Oh.
sugar. And so she would make that as a snack. But then like she wouldn't let us eat it until like she was done, and it was hot. So we would hide underneath the table and we would like grab the plantains as she was cooking it. So yeah, like I remember that as I was a little kid. And I think that was the reason why like I did that when I came to the US was because like I
Yeah.
think that was like my safe place of like a memory, like a good memory.
Mhm.
So it's just like, oh, okay, maybe like now thinking about it, like I think that's why. Like you find like that safe place for yourself where you can feel comfortable and you're
Mhm.
able to, breathe, I guess,
That makes
you know.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah, right? Um, yeah. Let's see. What other?
The
Oh,
next one?
we were talking about this earlier, but when we got our percentage for like the judging and prospecting,
Oh,
um yeah. When I first started, I'm like, what does that mean? Do I judge people or something? Like
yeah.
how much I judge other people or other situations, but I guess like when they described it, it's a little bit more okay, that makes more sense. For me, I got 75% on that one. How much did you get?
um, I also got 75%.
Oh, look at that. Maybe we have I mean, yeah, we got the same personality types, which is funny, but like I guess the
They are
percentages
the
would be
same.
around almost the same, right? Um, I mean, it still says judging individuals, but
That sounds
I mean,
bad.
it still sounds really bad. So it's like judging individuals are decisive through and highly organized. I mean, it kind of still sounds pretty bad, but I mean, but
Well,
then the part where it says like they value clarity,
yeah.
um, closure, and then like structure and planning, I guess it kind of doesn't make it seem too bad. I guess I don't
It
know.
says strong work ethic, putting their duties and responsibilities above everything else.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah,
Yeah, I follow rules.
yeah, I do too. And I mean, I like planning. I like being
Me too.
organized. So it's just like when like I plan for something, I like expect it to go the same way in a
Yeah.
way. And like, like for instance, I had my birthday recently and me and my friends we went to the spa. Like I wanted to do a whole spa day kind of thing. So I planned it by the T. Like I wanted to make sure, like everything's organized. There's nothing like that could go wrong. And the only thing that went wrong was the fact that we were like a couple minutes late to it. But I mean, besides that, like it went perfectly, like perfect. Like I wanted it to go. And I planned what time we would go to the spa. I used my mom's car, so we needed to charge it. So I planned that out when to go there. Planned out going to get boba, and then we planned on having dinner and what else did we do? Oh, and then we like planned out to walk around the mall a little bit. And then me and my best friend, we went to go watch the BTS like concert thing and like in theaters. So I like planned that whole thing out and I even planned out like, okay, who's gonna come with us in certain like places because not everyone can go to everything. And
Mhm.
like I made sure everything was like perfectly aligned and I knew what was gonna happen. And that's how like I feel about like, being really organized. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason why I got so high on the judging. I don't know. But yeah.
No, me too, because I like to have, like, for an example with school, like I have my planner. I put everything that's due on what day, and then, like, for that week, I will kind of like write out what I'm gonna do that day to make sure that I get everything done before it's due. So, yeah, I like to plan out a lot too. But I do have a question for you. So, say like you and your friends go on a vacation, like you're going somewhere far, right? So you've never been there and you kind of want to like plan out stuff you're going to do. So would you plan out everything like to the T, or would you just have like an idea of what you want to do and then kind of go
For me, like for me to feel comfortable, I think I need to plan out everything to the T. But then also like I would have like plan A, plan B, plan like whatever,
Yeah.
just in case like something goes wrong. Cause like for me, if something goes wrong, like I was lucky. My birthday was like was on like to the dot to what I want to do. But there are times when like something goes off like I guess road and like something happens, and if I don't like think about it, I start getting anxious and I start
Mm.
getting this feeling of oh my gosh, like is this gonna be like okay? Like I'll like I won't feel okay until like the whole thing is finished. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know, but
Yeah,
yeah,
like
I
you
need to
have to
have like
have the
plan A. Yeah,
plan.
yeah. Like if I don't, I literally feel like I'm anxious, and
Mhm.
I don't like. I want to be more spontaneous and want to be able to be like the spur of the moment kind of thing. But at the same time, if I don't know what we're about to do or what's gonna happen next, I get anxious and I feel like oh my gosh, So yeah. I would plan out
I think I'm kind of
everything.
different because I wouldn't plan everything down like exactly, but I do like to make sure that we, make the best use of our time if we're somewhere that we don't
Oh, yeah,
usually go.
definitely, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's like I would have an idea of like what I'd want to do that day or where I'd want to go, but we don't have to do it like at an exact time or anything. But if you, like people don't want to wake up early to go somewhere and they want to like stay in, and I'm like, you can do that at home. We are like somewhere that
Yeah,
we're not usually going to go, right? So
yeah,
I want to be able to go and do things.
mm. See, for me, like, I think about if I'm, like, planning something for, like, other people, I think about how the other people are. So, like, I'll just keep using my birthday example. It's like one of my friends, she works at night and she doesn't have as much sleep. So like I put that into consideration every time like I plan something, especially for that day. So I scheduled our massages in the afternoon. So everything that
Mhm.
happened was in the afternoon so she could have the right amount of time of sleep and like so she's well rested. Actually no, there was two of my friends who worked tonight, sorry. But so like I took that into consideration and I think like if we were to plan like a vacation going somewhere like I'd still put that into consideration because like me personally I'm not a morning person so I don't wake up early unless I have to, so I'll take that as like okay well it's not just me who won't wake up early, it's also
Mhm.
these people would kind of thing, like okay this person, all right we'll start activities and like and plus like I wouldn't just like kinda, like, spontaneously be like, "Okay, this is our plan, this is what we have to do."
Yeah.
And I would talk with them, I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Okay, so do you guys wanna do this?" And, like, that's how I would plan it out. Like, I wouldn't force it down their throats. Like, if they wanna do it, they do, but, at the same be like, yeah, like what you said, like, we're in a new place, you could sleep when we get home, like,
Mhm.
let's let's take advantage of what we can do here, and I think, yeah, that's how at least for me.
I just get kind of upset when it's like you're somewhere
Mm,
and you could be out like exploring or seeing things and they just want to like stay in all
they
day.
I hate
I'm
that so
like,
I get
okay.
Camille was like that so much too. She hated that. Like, when we went on like every family trip we have, she always makes sure we do something. She hates it when we don't do anything that we want to stay in the hotel. She will well, I wouldn't say throw a fit, but she would get upset and then, obviously like my parents will be like, "Okay, fine, let's go. Let's do this." I think over the years they kinda, like, finally realized, like, "Okay, we can't just not do anything." Like, but she has a point. Like, I always believe that, like, you're not home. Even if
Yeah.
you're, like, only a couple hours away from home, like, you left the house, like, might as well take that time and use it for its advantage. That's
Mhm.
what and it's just like, like, when I'm at home, yeah, I'll relax, do whatever, but if I'm on a vacation, like, yeah, I'll probably spend, like, maybe a couple hours in my hotel room and just like
Mhm.
enjoy what I have there and get that rest. But I'm gonna force myself out of the hotel room and explore, do whatever it is, like look at what the city gives me, look at what the environment, the culture wherever I'm at, and take it in, you know? But
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, of course, like, breaks and rest, that's fine. But if you're
Mhm.
gonna take like most of the day to rest.
It's
I
just
don't
like, why did you like, you couldn't have done that at home. Like, why buy a
yeah.
plane ticket? Why take the drive? Why spend the money when you're just gonna be stuck in
Yeah,
your
and you're
hotel room
just
or
like
in, you know?
sitting there watching TV. It's like, do that at home. I'm
Yeah,
gonna go to the
like, you
beach.
know, yeah, exactly. Like if you want to read, at least read, or if you want to read or watch your TV or like your tablet or whatever, then go do it on the beach. Go do it in the pool. You know,
Yeah.
enjoy what you
Yeah.
have. You know, like you took this time off, especially like, you know, for like people who work 9 to 5s, 7 days a week, even sometimes, or like people who go to school, you know, like we have those certain vacations, those certain breaks for a reason. You know, take advantage of that, you know, spend it with your family, your friends, and try to enjoy yourself as much as you can, even if, like, you know, whatever you have at home could be stressful. Try not to bring it with you,
Mhm.
I think. At least, you know, that's what I want to believe. But yeah.
I do kind of wish that I wasn't I don't know the word for it, but I get really anxious when plans change last minute. And I kind of wish I could be more spontaneous when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But like, I can't stand it.
Yeah, no, that's how I am too. I wish yeah, no, I feel the same way. Like, I wish I could be more spontaneous. My sister was so much more spontaneous than me. Like, I don't think she really cared when plans changed. Um, well, it depends on the plans, I think, but, like,
Yeah.
yeah, she was up for anything. Like, you tell her, she's up for it regardless. But for me, like, it feels like I need to mentally prepare myself before I go and do something. Like, there are moments where I do feel like I'm more spontaneous than others, which
Mhm.
surprises me half the time. But, like, yeah, no, I wish I was. I hate it when plans change or when people, like, all of a sudden, like, not go all of a sudden, you know? And,
Mhm.
like, I start getting upset about it. I'm just like, "I wish I wasn't like that," you know? And yeah,
I
yeah.
just like to know
So
things ahead of time.
yeah.
Like, I hate when people do things last minute. I can't.
God save. Especially when it comes to, like, going out, like, late, you
Yeah.
know, like, be like, "Oh, let's go here, here, here," or something. I'll be like, "Guys, I didn't even mentally prepare myself. You guys really expect me to come out right now?" But then, like but those moments also force me to, like, be like, "Okay, fine, I'll go out. Fine, oh, let's go do this. Let's go," you know? But then
Mhm.
I only have, like, a short amount of time to mentally prepare myself. But
You
yeah.
get spontaneous sometimes. Like, me and Camille would call you and you'd come out all of a sudden.
Those were those moments of, like, "Okay, I'll go," but honestly, for me, I think my sister did help me be more spontaneous just
Mhm.
because it was just, like I don't know, maybe it was, like, because I was an aunt then, I was, like, her older sister, so I wanted to do whatever makes her happy, so I think that was a big reason for it too. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. She did help me a lot with being spontaneous, though. It rubbed off a little
I
bit,
think
but
both of us, yeah.
I think she has that way. She had that way to do that where whatever she was feeling, um, it rubbed off on you. So it's just like you can't stay mad, you can't stay sad when you're around her, kind of thing. Because just like just her whole personality, I feels like yeah.
Yeah.
But then yeah, but she had her introverted sides too. I think she had her moments of being introverted. She could be pretty introverted too, but I think
Mhm.
her extroverted side would have been a lot higher than yeah than ours probably. Yeah, I think she was a lot more extroverted in some cases also.
Yeah, I think it depends, but
Hmm.
yeah.
She could be pretty extroverted. Um, but yeah. Um, I was gonna say something else and then I forgot.
About judging?
Uh,
Or
I don't know.
judging versus
Oh
prospecting.
no. Um, going into like the whole feelings, you know how we were talking about how we feel when people like start like changing plans on them.
Oh yeah.
It kind of feels like that leeways to the percentage what we have on like the little personalities test where like my feelings percentage was 71, which I'm not too surprised because I am a very sensitive person. Like I think there was a question on there. They were like, if someone else is crying, would you cry or something like that? I'm like, agreed. Like straight up agreed. I was just like, I am such an emotional person. Like, you know, in like movies, like, you know, if like the actor and actress, even if I know it's a fake tears, like I'll start bawling. I'll be like crying my eyes out. Like, it takes up so much energy for me not to cry or get teary-eyed. There'll be moments where I'll just be like, I'm not crying. I'll just like wipe off the little tear that escaped. I'll be like sucking my breath in and be like, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry. But yeah, like I'm overly sensitive. But yeah,
I think
I'm
mine
amazed it's not even higher.
is 63%.
Yeah, you're
So,
cold-hearted. Kidding.
well, honestly, yeah, I can be.
Just kidding.
If I see
Yeah,
someone,
depending on the situation. Yeah,
yeah,
no,
see,
same.
it
I could be
depends.
so cold-hearted
Yeah, I know you
depending
can.
on what the situation is. Yeah. I could totally be a total yeah, and probably depending on the person. I think that's where, like, my feelings are out the door. I'm like, "I don't care."
That one person. Both
Which
of
person?
us.
Just kidding.
But
Yeah,
you know the main one.
yeah.
Both of
Mhm.
us would not care at all.
Nope. Like, yeah, it really depends on the person, like, my feelings are out the door, like, I don't care if you're crying in front of my face.
But I was
But yeah,
still
no.
nice to her.
Oh, yeah, no, I was still pretty nice.
No, like I was too nice, I think sometimes.
Oh, yeah, but I think that's just yeah, you were pretty nice. No, but I think you could be really nice, too nice to people sometimes, but then, like, I think how would you say, like, I think depending on the situation, that's when you're like, "No, I can't be nice anymore." Yeah, because I could get like that. I could be like I could be too nice, but then depending on how hard they push, that's when I'm like, "No, I can't be nice anymore." Like,
Yeah, it's too much.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Like if it's with like my friends and like people who I know and like trust and all this stuff, like of course I'll show them my real side no matter what. I'll show them how cold-hearted I can be. But then when it's people like who aren't don't consider friends or just people I just know, I'll be overly too nice even if I hate them, I think. But I think that's also why my feelings is a pretty
Even
high.
if you hate them, I don't know.
I depending how hard they push me. That's the thing. Like if it's come to the tipping point of how much I hate you, and I will show how much I hate you. But if it's there's no necess if you haven't hit that point in me, I guess there's the whole like what's the point of me showing it? You know? That makes sense.
I don't know if it's someone I hate. I mean, it takes a lot for me to hate someone, right? But if I hate
Yeah.
them, I'm not even gonna pretend to be nice. Like, I don't like you, you know I don't like you, and that's just how it is.
Yeah. No, I think that's where my niceness comes in. It's just like I'll suck it in unless I have to show it, you know.
Well,
Which
that's
kind of
different from
feels
like being
like
civil.
oh, yeah, I guess so. It also depends on the environment too. I
Yeah,
don't know. I
does.
think it depends on like it really depends on a lot of situations. Depends on how hard they push. And it's really hard for me to figure out like that tipping point. Like if you piss me off, you really pissed me off, you know. And then I've had situations where people will be like, "I've never seen you mad," and I'm just like, "You don't want to see me
Yeah.
mad. Like, don't even like try it." Because, like, it takes a good amount to really piss me off kinda thing, and, like, if you piss me off, then I'm just like, "Yeah. Yeah."
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that's also why, like, my feelings part in the thing is high is because, like, I take in a lot of that consideration of, like, of how other people feel, of, like,
Mhm.
of me kind of putting myself in their kinda situation and, like, having
Yeah.
that sympathy, you know? So I think that's a lot of the reasons why, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Like, I always feel like I give too much credit for other people too, in a
Yeah.
way, So it's just like I always give that's why it's hard for me to get mad is because it's like I always give a lot of chances for other people. Even
Mm.
if they
Mhm.
like for me it's like being irritated and mad are two different things, Like you could irritate the hell out of me, but like it builds a lot for me to get from that irritation to being really pissed off mad, you know? And I always give people that was it
Benefit
um
of the doubt?
yeah, benefit of the doubt. Yeah, I always give that, like, okay, there has to be a reason why. It can't be like,
Mm.
yeah,
I think in
yeah.
some ways with that, like, I'm too empathetic for other people because I will
Mm,
really, like, start thinking, like, I'm sure I believe in people so much that I don't like to think that, like, they would do something like that. Like, if somebody
mhm.
hurts me,
Yeah.
I'm like, "What happened that they did that?" You know? Like, something must have
Yeah, no,
happened to
same.
them, and I won't even, like I mean, yeah, I'd still be upset, like, that they hurt me or whatever, but I would really think about, like, what caused them to do that and why, and think
Yeah,
about, like
no.
yeah, like, I just really give them the benefit of the doubt and just feel for them,
Mhm.
even if it, like, does me wrong, which it has.
No, yeah. No, I totally feel you, like, I feel like I'm exactly the same way, like, yeah, that's just us being too nice.
I
Maybe
know.
too nice to the wrong people, I guess. But no, I get that too, like, especially when, how would you call it, like, like, if, like, I fight with one of my friends or, like, there's a disagreement within, like, our groups, and it's just, like, I tend to be quiet because I'm just, like I try to give them that, like, okay, there has to be something going on with them,
Mhm.
or like maybe this is just who they are, like maybe they weren't raised like a certain way, so this is why their personalities, like I give so many excuses to why they do something, so it's just
Yeah.
like, so I give them that benefit of the doubt. So it's just like I just let it happen and let it be, and I know that it's gonna work out, kind of thing. But I mean, I guess it depends on the situation, how far you would go, Which kind of leads me to that, like the questions, like to you, like, do you feel like would you ever feel like, or how would you know there's like that cutting point where you need to like really stop and be like, okay, no, I can't keep giving this person the benefit of the doubt, whoever they are, and either like, cut them off or just like, let it be.
Um, well, that kind of happened to me last year. I kind of like realized that I was giving to or making too many excuses for this person, and I only kind of realized it because that's what, like, the whole thing we are talking about, like self-worth and like respecting yourself. And I was like, yeah, by doing that, I really wasn't respecting myself. And I didn't know my worth because I was letting this happen. And I was making all these excuses for no reason. And I kept like seeing these tweets saying stuff like, don't think about like the potential of a person, like see them for what they are. And I was like, I really need to do that because a lot of times I think about that, like what someone could have done or what they meant by something, and it's like, no, but this is what happened. And that's what you have to like realize.
That makes
So,
sense. And yeah, no, I can agree with you on that. Like I think you just have to find that urge to really just push yourself to know when
enough is
enough is
enough.
enough.
Yeah.
Like knowing when to really kind of push that part of you, even if no matter how much you want to keep caring, you know that it's not always going to be that same thing over and over again. And like, I think in the end, it's like, who are you hurting more, them or yourself? And
Hmm.
sometimes you have to be selfish and be like, no, I need to focus on myself and focus on, what's making me happy and not pushing me towards like a deep hole of like kind of more of like sadness or stuff like that. You know what I mean?
That's why sometimes I
Yeah.
really hate like how caring I can be, because it's like you can do me wrong and I'll still like believe in you, like there's no way that you really did that to me kind of thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, yeah, they really did, and that just shows their true colors. But I wanted to believe
Mhm.
that they were better than that.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like I always have that feeling like no matter how dirty someone probably did me, I'm just like, no, I really need to um take it in and kind of just like know when to just stop, you know? I think that's happened. Like, we had this like discussion before, like of like our friendships and knowing when to stop or knowing when to let that person go. And I think like when I look back at who I have let go, I think that's where it came in where I'm just like, no, I need to focus on myself and realize these people, there's a reason I'm not friends with them anymore. There's a reason why there's like, something coming between us. But even till this day, like, I still feel like I need to, I want to reach out and, but I think that's
Yeah.
where, like, the whole, like, my percentage of the feelings is because I could be so sentimental about it,
Hmm.
which sometimes I feel like I need to stop. But yeah,
I think a turning point for
um,
me was that like people started to take advantage of my niceness. And when I realized that, I was like, I can't just let these people like walk all over me kind of thing. Or, I have to be able to say no, and they have to know the boundaries.
yeah, no,
So,
I
yeah,
feel it.
after that, I was like, no, I'm not going to let like anybody take advantage of me or my niceness again.
Yeah, yeah, I get like that too. Like, I feel like I'm always way too nice to people who don't deserve it, and I need to like be better at that, at like kind of seeing who deserves my niceness compared to people who don't, because it feels like I'm like because of how nice we can be, they take advantage of it, like walk all over us. It's just like, okay, well, I can't keep doing that. I need to like slap some sense into me and be like, no, you could be sympathetic to them, but don't let them take advantage of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure both of us have like texted each other before saying like a situation, and we're like, no,
Oh
fuck them.
yeah,
Don't.
yeah. Yeah.
It's funny when it's
Not
like,
even like
when it's not you, it's easier to see, but when it is
yeah.
you in the situation,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, totally, like oh, yeah. I think there's been moments where it's like, not even just you, I think there is, like, couple of, I don't know, maybe, like, a couple of other friends who've, like, texted me saying, like, "This person did this, and this," and, like, I'd be like, "No, you can't let that happen. No, don't, no, blah, blah." And then the situation is, like, reversed, and I'm the one who ends up doing it or getting, like, this type of, like I guess, same scenario, and they're telling me the same thing I told them, but at the same time, just like, "But it's so hard."
I know.
So it's just like it's easier said than done moments, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
oh,
So
for
it's just like,
sure.
dang it. Ugh, it's so annoying when that happens. I'm just like, no, I don't want to. But it's right. I think that's the annoying part. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think my sensitivity is just like, even if like I know letting a person go is hard and supposed to happen, like I will still cry. I will still be sad about it. And,
Mhm.
it's just like, of course, like they were part of your life, like we've mentioned before. And, you know, that I think if you don't cry about it, if you're not sad about it, then maybe they weren't as big in your life than you would have thought. I guess.
I think that's why it was so hard for me to let go of one of my exes. Like, it took a long time because I just kept thinking about, like how much they meant to me, like at one point, how special it was. And then for like things to go wrong, I like didn't want to believe it.
Yeah, no, same. I think, yeah, with one of my exes, I felt this way. Like, I didn't want to think it was coming to like that because, like, there's those happy moments. You want to believe those happy moments, and like you put your whole feelings in there. You're like
Yeah.
you thought you were like your love and everything. So once that's gone, it's just like, did I do the right thing? And like, is this what I really want? Like, I think that's where you start thinking all those like memories and moments. And it's
Because
just
you
like,
feel everything. You
yeah,
really do.
yeah. Well, that kind of gets me to wonder. Like, I wonder if like, like how I guess you could say we have like a high feeling percentage. Like, if others who have this type of percentage also kind of have the same kind of a moment we have, like, like really feeling those feelings, having that sympathy,
Mhm.
like, I wonder how similar we all are in that way. Because, like, we're pretty similar. We had, like, our percentage of, like, maybe 10%
Yeah.
difference or something, a couple numbers difference, but, like, we're pretty similar when it comes to that. So I wonder how much other people in the same percentage would feel the same way, this would. But, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I can't remember what I was gonna say. I can't remember.
Well, like you bringing up the
Oh.
percentages. Oh, you remember?
Oh, no, go ahead.
No, but did you remember? You should say it before you
I
forget.
forgot again.
Oh my god. I'm
I
sorry.
forgot
I'm
it.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I forgot again. Go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I forgot. I
Okay.
totally forgot.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
um oh no, so I was just gonna say, like, if we already feel like we have a high percentage for feelings, like imagine people who have higher percentage.
Oh, that's true.
Because I
Let's
think
try to
you
think
and
of
I,
that.
we feel a lot. We're very
Yeah.
we're very
So
sensitive,
I
sentimental.
wonder, like, how, like, like, let's say, like, they're 100% or, like, 90%. I wonder what type of feelings do they really feel, or, like, how much do they feel like they're way too nice kind of thing. I don't know, for some reason, when I think of, like, 100%, I think of, like, a person who has, like who's always happy all the time, who's always so bubbly, like, fairy tale bubbly, and, like, that type of happiness and that
Can never
type of
get
niceness,
upset.
like, that's who I
That's
imagine.
too much.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, that's what I think is, like, 100% if, like, they have, like, just, like, too bubbly, maybe. I don't know. I could be wrong, but
Well, I was like, are we interpret? What if we're interpreting this wrong? No, we're not. Follow their hearts and emotions. Yeah. I
I
just
don't
wanted
think
to
so,
make
but I
sure.
think but I also think, like, even if it says certain things, you could still interpret it whatever way you want, you know? I think it says for a lot of this, like, the percentage of it, like, you could interpret it any way you could put it.
But what this
Um,
says, they
yeah.
become excessive in their concern for others. Damn.
Yeah, that's pretty spot on. I feel like I could, like, even if it's not concerning anything to do with me, like, if my friend tell me, you know, um I'm trying to, like, think about, like, a scenario, like, they broke up with their boyfriend, girlfriend, or, like, someone in their family got sick. Like, I feel like I could get really like, I get sad with them,
Mhm.
Like, even if I probably don't even know the person they're sad about or happy about or mad about, like, I feels like because they're sad, mad, or happy, like, it makes me that feel that way, for certain people at least, I think. But yeah.
I'm kind of surprised that my percentage is not higher because one time, okay, I'm totally gonna like embarrass myself right now, but one time there was like a commercial of like, when the baby turtles have to go from their nest to, or like they leave their eggs and go to the back to the
Yeah, yeah,
ocean.
yeah. Yeah, water.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And so there was a commercial one time of the turtles doing that, and then one didn't make it, and I started crying.
Happened to me too. But yours doesn't seem as sad. Or not sad, as bad as mine. I think it was in like school. I remember like, I think I don't know what it was, maybe science class. I don't know. But I remember my like teacher that showed us like those like documentaries. Oh, something's in my eye. And I remember crying in class because I got sad. Like there were
Oh.
turtles being eaten and not making it. I'm like,
Oh
why?
no.
I was crying in class because of that. I remember that, like, as soon as you mentioned like the turtles, I remembered that memory, and I'm just like, dang it. But yeah,
I'm pretty emotional now. Like I think more than
yeah.
before.
I I think the older I got more emotional. Like everything would like, even like if it's a song, like the commercials, a TV show, anything. Like even if I've watched a movie or like show 100 times and I know like there's a scene that's coming that's gonna make me cry, I still cry. Like even if I
Oh
tell
yeah.
myself don't cry and I still cry. There are some occasions
Yes.
when I don't actually cry, but
And then you surprise
most of the time I
yourself.
cry. Yeah, I surprise myself, but then I think about it again and then I start crying and I'm just like, "Shoot, what the heck?" But yeah, there will be moments where it's like, or have you had those I don't know, I just like so Jimin, he's the type like he's shown all the time like they tell him don't cry and he starts crying. Like have you ever had that moment where you're just like they tell you not to like they tease you, you're crying, but you're not crying, and then all of a sudden you start crying? Does that ever happen to you?
um, I don't think so.
I think that's happened to me like once or twice.
I can't think of a
Where
time
like
where that happened.
it feels like it was Camille who was teasing me about it. We were like watching a movie. I think I, and like I was like sad, so I was just like this. Or like covering my face and she's like, "Are you crying? Stop crying. It's not that sad." Like she was teasing me about it. And then I started crying and I'm just like I remember that so yeah. But yeah.
There was one
And I
time
think
where
that's yeah.
I got bit by a bunny, and
You got bit by a bunny?
yeah, on my finger. And like I was in shock at first, and then all of a sudden the blood started like coming out of my finger. It was like gushing. And I was like so in shock. I was like, "Oh my god." And I didn't even like feel the pain. And then later on I started feeling the pain, so I started like crying and laughing at the same time because I was like, "Oh my god, I really just got bit by a bunny." But then I was like crying at the same time, but I kept like laughing and crying. Yeah.
You know, I probably would have laughed at you.
You would have. Yeah.
I would have probably laughed at you and be like, "How the heck did you bit by a bunny? What did you do?"
I was just carrying him.
You probably were carrying him too tight. Bunny didn't like you.
Mm,
It was just
yeah,
like,
he didn't. It was fine.
yeah, that's
No,
pretty
I
funny
was
though.
with
I'm not
my
gonna
ex
lie,
and he was like, "Don't cry, it's okay." And then I was like crying and laughing.
crying even more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think like the two yeah, no. I think I would have totally laughed. Be like, "Stop crying." And then I would be like laughing.
Yeah. I was in shock.
I would be in shock too. Like if I was you, I'd be like, "The heck? I got bit by this bunny.
Yeah, I was like,
Small little thing bit me." And you know how rare it is for a bunny to probably bite you? It's just like,
no, he would nibble a lot on people, but on me, he like
uh,
freaking bit
like
my finger
legit bit
pretty deep. Honestly, I think I should have like gone to the doctor for it, but it's okay.
you. Probably have like rabies or something.
I was scared of that, and I still didn't go.
Isn't no wait, no, that's raccoons.
Oh, what?
Like, have, like, the like, who usually gives the rabies or something? I don't know.
Bunnies can have
Never mind.
rabies.
Yeah, but yeah.
Wait, how did we get here?
Um, we're talking about feelings and crying. Maybe we should move on to the next one. Uh,
Didn't we
what was
skip one? We're going out of order.
yeah. Oh, no, we still have one more.
We have two more.
Wait, do we?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, why is it not going? Uh, which one did we skip? I can't find it.
The we are intuitive. This one, the energy.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah.
found it. Oh, intuitive and
Intuitive
observant.
personality.
I'm 66% intuitive and 34% observant.
I'm 68% intuitive. So we're pretty much the same.
Oh, so imaginative, open-minded, and curious. That actually kind of makes sense.
Wow, I'm surprised mine's not higher.
Really? Why?
Yeah,
Why would
because
you think
oh well, I guess 68 is kind of a lot.
that is a lot?
Wait, I didn't even look at what's the other part. Oh, I see. I don't know, just because I think a lot about things that might not matter to people. Like how it says looking at like the bigger picture or like what if, like what does the future hold type stuff or like what's the meaning of
I know.
life kind of thing. Like
Mm.
I think a lot about like deeper stuff like that.
Yeah, no, like the um physiological kind of thing, like meanings. Yeah,
Wait,
no,
wait, you mean like psychological?
physiological, like philosophy,
Oh, well, you said
physiological.
physiological.
Oh, did I say
Yeah,
Oh,
I think you
my
did.
tongue. Oh,
Philosophical?
maybe. Oh, yeah. But no. Yeah, no, I got like that too, cause like, I think that's why because like in school, we're supposed to pick like electives that's outside of like our major, and I picked philosophy because I always thought philosophy is just like so interesting,
Interesting.
like like the meaning of life,
Yeah.
meanings of anything really, like is something really what it means, stuff like that, and like I don't know, I just found it really interesting, and yeah, it's just reading more into that. I guess yeah, I could see why I got like what 66% on that. And
Mhm.
even when it comes to like I've been reading so much lately, like it's been crazy and how much I've been reading. And like I always feel like my imagination like takes over. It's just like kind of brings you to a different world and it's
Mhm.
just like you kind of get these step out and like I kind of have that as like my go to centering myself and like kind of forgetting what's around me, the stress and everything. So I think that's why I try to be more imaginative and try not to overthink too much and try to stay open minded. But then sometimes, depending on the situation, it kind of doesn't go the way it should, I guess, kind of thing. Yeah.
I think one of the questions was like saying how you think a lot about what happens after death or something like that. Do you remember that question?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely do all the time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I always try to cause it gets me sad and feels that
Mhm.
a little anxious, but I tried not to, even though my mind still wanders off to it once in a while. And it's even if I want to stay positive and always think like there's something beyond, um, I still kind of go back to like, is there really what will we really be doing kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
It feels like that's like something a lot of people pretty do go through kind of thing.
I think I met someone who was like saying like, "No, I don't think about that." I was like, "Oh, that's weird to me. Like I have to think about that." Kind of.
No, I've met a couple of people who are like, I don't think about like the afterlife or but I think it depends also like how much what a person believes in too. Um,
True.
like if they believe like in God or a higher power or, you know, if they believe in like the afterlife or they believe in like reincarnation kind of thing. So I
Mm,
think it also depends on a lot of like what others believe in. And like
yeah.
obviously like not judging what they believe in. You just for me though, like when someone like brings in like what they believe what the afterlife is or what, I kind of find myself kind of thinking about it. So I'm not really like determined like this is where we're going to be, this is where what's going to happen. Like I always think of an I think that's where my open mind comes in play. Like I believe in all of it in a way. Yeah.
But then that's like part of it, right? Because we just think of all these possibilities. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's yeah. I think so too. I think there's always like but do you think because we're open-minded actually, I don't know how to where that question's going. Never mind. Never mind. Forget what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I kind of forgot. Ish.
Did you ever remember what you were gonna say earlier?
Nope. But it's okay. I'll probably remember later. Um, but I was reading part of like I guess the description or of what I have. It says they value originality and focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Do you think you see yourself in that way? You kind of like how would you say um like you don't see something as one thing. There's more to it than that.
um, yeah, I think so, depending on like what it is, but I would say yes.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, when I think about, like, hidden like, finding, like, hidden meanings and distant possibilities, like, I think of, like, life, like, the meaning of life or, like,
Mhm.
um, what we are capable of, and I think that's what helps me get through, like, a day or get through a situation is, you know, not sticking to one answer. I always feel like there's more than one answer to it. There's always more than one possibility. And that, like, even if others are doing this, it doesn't mean that I necessarily have to do it too, kind of thing.
Yeah. Like this is how it says like tend to give things deeper meaning. I think that doesn't that kind of go in with like our feelings, how we weren't like it's not just like what it is, we would think past it.
Yeah. Like, the more we kind of read into like all of these, all the meanings and all the reasonings for it, it kind of clicks on like, oh, okay, well, they really had a point, and I guess this really is who I am because like I agree with everything they're kind of saying, and they kind of like intertwine with each other. I don't know.
They do.
They
But
really like
did we
do.
kind of like describe what the other things were before we talked about?
Mm-mm. I don't think so. I don't remember.
Well, I hope everyone knows these things because we didn't really describe. Oh, we should have like said what we were and then like also and said what the other one is and how we're more like what we are like.
Well, we did that on a couple of
I
them.
think we only did some though.
Yeah.
Well, we
Oops.
can put the link for this test in there because it has
Yeah.
everything and then people can
Yeah.
take it or also just view it if they want to.
Yeah. Um, oh, but we didn't describe. I can't remember if we did in the beginning, but we both said that we were architect, the INTJ, right?
We're EN. We're ENFJ.
Oh wait, oops, I clicked the wrong one.
ENFJT. I was like, what are you talking about? We're protagonists.
Oops, I clicked the wrong button.
Even
Wait,
though
why
we
doesn't it?
are borderline E and F. I mean E and I.
Yeah. Oops, I clicked the wrong one. But oh, I just realized something.
What?
Oh wait, my extrovert is oh, I think I gave the wrong percentage for my extroverted and introverted.
What is it?
So I think I said the right extroverted, but I don't think I said the right introverted.
What?
I I'm more extroverted, so I'm 53% extroverted and I'm 47% introverted.
Yeah, I don't think that's what you said earlier.
Yeah, no.
I
So
don't
I'm
remember what
more
you said though.
extroverted than intro. I don't remember either. I think I said that I was more introverted, but I wasn't more introverted. I read the thing wrong.
No, I think you did say you were more extroverted because when we talked about it, we were both ENFJ.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, but I think I still said my introverted was higher for some reason. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh my gosh. But no, I'm still sticking to what I said earlier, but I just think it's funny that I did that wrong.
I mean, no, because I don't even remember what you said. But like you said, 53% extroverted. So then, yeah, that definitely, if you're 53%, that means you're less introverted.
Yeah, but I think for some reason I said I was higher extrovert or introverted. I think for some reason it feels like I remember saying I was like 60 something introverted. But I think I accidentally, when I was looking at it, I think I read another percentage that I had
I think
because it
you
was like,
did.
I think because when I was reading it, the way I have it on my screen is like all the photos are like kind of jumbled together. And I think I read it by
Okay, yeah, I think I
accident.
remember that now because you said that, and then I
Yeah.
was like, that doesn't add up to 100, and I was confused.
Yeah. Yeah, oops. I read it wrong because I wasn't really fully reading it. I just saw the percentage and oops. But
Okay, yeah,
going
I think I
back on
do.
the other one, now it makes more sense. I'm 53 extrovert. So I'm more extroverted than I thought I was, technically.
But you're still
I
very
think I
close.
thought I was more, yeah, but I thought at first I was more introverted than extroverted. I
Mm.
think that's what, which kind of surprises me.
Okay, which one are you talking about?
Huh. I don't remember. I think we kind of jumped. Oops, sorry, guys. um. Oh, we're talking about intuitive. I think. No, were we?
We
Oops.
were, but I think we pretty much summed everything up there.
Yeah.
So we only have one
We're
more.
turbulent. Is that the one? No, we saw that one already, right?
No, that's the one.
Oh, whoa, no. This one I thought was interesting. This is my highest score. Like all mine are
Really?
kind of like yeah, this is like the highest one. This one's 89%.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Turbulent and then assertive is 11%.
That's pretty high. Mine's only 69%.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my highest out of all. I think this is why oh no, we both have T's at the end, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think but I don't know. Yeah, I thought this was interesting. 'But then it kind of makes sense when I'm reading it because it says turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress, which kind of brings back to what we were when we were talking about um the whole was it judging or the feelings one where like whenever I plan out things, I have to make sure they're like to the T. I
Hmm.
think this one kind of makes it realize how much of that is accurate. because like when I'm stressed, I'm so stressed and like yeah.
Oh, this also says always feeling the need to do more, to have more, and to be more. Yeah,
Oh. Mm.
I definitely feel like that. Before, like, I did not know how to relax. Like, I always had to be doing something.
Yeah, same. Like I'm so like that. Mine says perfectionist and eager to improve. That's so me. Like every time like I turn in an assignment, I always have to make sure it's to the T, to like perfect. Even though deep down I know like nothing's perfect, I still try to achieve some sort of like imperfection. And like if I see something wrong with it, if it's not to like my standards in a way, I find ways to keep trying to improve it. And like I get upset with myself if I do something wrong, especially when it comes to work also. Like if my boss like gives me a project to do and if it's like a lot super so many notes on there, I work my hardest to make sure I improve all those notes. I'm just like I need to do it. Like I feel anxious if I don't. Even if there's like, oh no, it's fine, don't worry about it. I'm like, no, I'll send you the perfect one, you know? But yeah,
Yeah, yeah, I can see
I'm like,
that.
I hate it. Like I hate that part of myself, but at the same time, it's like I have such a hard time trying to change it. I don't know. But yeah. I'm trying though. I really am trying. It's hard. Not the easiest.
It
Yeah.
is hard. Especially this, like, saying that you always want to, like, be more.
Mhm.
I don't know how to explain it, but I really relate to that.
To be more as in like to be more of a better person or like to be more of a
Just like,
to show that you're capable of doing more kind of thing.
yeah, just always like wanting
Something
to
like that.
do more, like make something of yourself, I guess. If I'm
Mm. Yeah, no,
interpreting
I
that
can
right.
understand that. I could see that. I could see myself thinking that too. Like what you do isn't like to for yourself. You don't feel like it's enough and you can do better, kind of thing. You know,
Yeah. I think that's
like
like
that's how
I always compare myself to like other people, which is bad. But like
Mhm.
if you see like where other people are in your life, like obviously yeah, you go on different journeys and
Mhm.
you have different stories, but to me I'm like I could be doing more. I always feel like I could be
Yeah.
doing more.
No, I feel that too. Yeah, I do that too. And sometimes it feels like for me, it could be mm, too much. And I always like try to like weigh myself down and be like, no, you need to stop. There's a reason you're here in this situation now.
Mhm.
It takes a lot of me to be like, to move past it and to keep telling myself to stop, you know?
Yeah, see like the other one, the assertive personality says like resistant to stress, they don't worry too much. Yeah, that's not me. I definitely worry too much.
Especially if you have to wait for something, like to hear the other person's like opinion or like hear like the final grade or the final situation or something. Like I always feel myself like I feel 10 times more anxious than usual. Like I'll start like my legs will start shaking, like or like I feel my hands shake and like I could feel myself getting hot and it's just like I hate that feeling and I wish sometimes I don't need to feel that way. But then it's
Mhm.
just like that's just like who I am and I hate that, you know?
Yeah, like this also says thinking about their past actions. I think about the past a lot. Like, and I'll
I
still
think that's
regret
why my
things.
oh yeah. Oh no. I think that's why mine is so high because I do look at the past a lot, and I
Yeah.
do, like, think of situations, and I always, like, think about, like, "Oh, if I did this differently. Oh, if I,
Yeah. Yeah.
m did something different or whatever, like, would I be in this situation now?" Like,
Mhm.
I know I should be thankful for where I am, and I am thankful for the situation I am in now, where I am now, but it took a lot of me to get to what that mindset is. But I wish it was a little bit easier for me to get that.
No, I'm the same way because I still think about things that happened like years ago and how different it would have been today. Isn't
Yeah.
that's see, that goes back to like the whole being open-minded thing, because I
Yeah.
always think about like all the possibilities and what how different our lives could have been and stuff like that.
Mhm.
All the how all the little choices we make really add up.
It really does. Like, especially when I think about, like, past relationships, I would think about, like, if I, like, ended things sooner with this person, would I have a different situation right now, you know?
Mm.
Or, like, if I ended a friendship sooner, would I still have this feelings towards a certain person, or would my life be different? Or if, when it comes to school, I think about this all the time is, if I pushed myself sooner, would I been would I have been finished earlier, and would, like, I have my dream job sooner? And, like, it's crazy sometimes because I'll think about, like, a certain relationship that I had in the beginning. I'm like, if I ended things sooner, would I have started school sooner? Would I have finished, with my degree and gotten a job? Like, sometimes those things, like, intertwine with others, and it's just like, it takes a lot out of me to stop myself and be like, "No, Christina, there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why this is happening for you now. Like, there's someone or something that's putting you in this mindset, kind of thing." And it takes a lot for me to finally realize and make it click, at least.
Yeah, me too. I always like worry a lot about, even if it was something small. Like one time I went out with my ex, we went to like a restaurant, and then I was like saying something to a waiter and I didn't know if they could hear me. And then so when they came back, I like said it loud. Like, I have a soft voice. And then if I say things loudly, I don't want it to seem like I have an attitude or something. So like later on, I felt really bad about it. Like, I hope he didn't think that I had an attitude, like I was just talking loud, and I kept like worrying about it, even though it's like it doesn't even matter, that was in the past. But yeah, even stuff like little things like that will get to me.
I think that's where, like, the turbulent and was it the feelings kind of intertwine, like, kind of go kind of hand in hand. Um yeah, because it's like we're both pretty emotional people that overthink pretty much. That's
Yeah.
pretty much for me to, like, kind of describe the two. That's what it's technically saying. Like, we overthink a lot with a lot of emotions. Coming out of my mouth, it feels like, damn, we're fucked up people.
What do
Oh
you
my god.
mean?
Like, it feels like we have so much going on, and it's just like,
Oh.
it's just
Yeah.
like, dang, what goes through our minds? And it's not a bad or good. No, I don't know. I guess you can't
Well,
really see it as like a bad thing,
I thought you meant we're fucked
or you
up, like
shouldn't see it as.
we're mean, like we're messed up.
Oh no, 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 no. I
That's
mean,
why I
like,
was
we're
confused.
like, no,
No, I
no,
know what you
no,
mean
that's
now.
not what I mean. Okay. I was just like, no, that's not what I mean. Like, I was just like, wow, there's so much going on our minds, and it's
Yeah,
just
there's just
like,
a lot going on up here.
but yeah, it's just like, but I think that's where it takes in, like, the whole, like, we overthink, but at the same time, like I was saying, like, it's not a bad thing though, like,
Yeah,
I think it
sometimes it
just
can be, I
shows.
think.
Who. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bad thing, depending on the situation. I think a lot of, like, it depends on the situation, but I think it helps us when we want to feel better kind of thing too. Like this is how we cope. This is how we like kind of navigate through life in a way, if that makes sense. It helps us navigate through life,
I kind of like
you know?
sometimes if I think I might be overthinking, I go and message like one of my best guy friends because he would always tell me like, no, don't worry about that. Like you're overthinking, and he always kind of like keeps me in check. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. I am overthinking, and I need to like stop thinking like that now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, same. I think that's where like I need a vent is when I start overthinking and I need to be reminded to be like
like
stop it, you
reel it
know?
back in, kind of. Yeah,
Yeah, really that's like no, no, come back, stop doing that. And then like it's weird because like when like they're like I have friends who come to me and I tell them to stop overthinking and then like I do a 180 and it's me who's venting and I'm the one who needs to. So it's just like we kind of repeat ourselves in a way and it's just like I think it's funny because it's like we kind of don't listen to our own advice sometimes and we need
yeah.
someone else to like kind of tell us the same thing we told them in a way, I guess. And I just always think that's kind of funny and kind of like wow, okay, cool, you know. But yeah.
That
It's interesting though.
reminds me of Kehlani's song. Like I think it's just called Advice, but she basically says like, "When am I gonna take my own advice?" I was like, "Damn, me too,"
Man, I hit
because
yeah.
I really don't.
Yeah.
Hypocrites.
Yeah, same. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I'm same way. No, but I think that's a lot of people though too. It feels like a lot of people like, you know, the situation is like it's easier said than done, you know. Like
Yeah,
you can tell someone like anything, and but then if the situation is for you who you're going through it, it's just like and someone tells you the same advice, it's just like it's harder to believe. You know, it takes a minute in a way, like to kind of believe that for yourself. Like you need that push to believe it, especially when it comes to either like heartbreak or knowing your own self worth. It's just like it takes you a minute to realize, no, they're right. I should probably listen to my own advice, technically, in a way, you know.
that's why you never really know until you're like in those shoes.
Mhm.
Which is why we shouldn't judge
Yeah.
people because we don't know what they're going through.
Yeah, no, that's true though. Like we really shouldn't. And it just shows I guess that kind of shows our like emotional side too. It's just like our feeling side is because we try not to judge others because we know that every person's situation is different and what
Mhm.
everyone goes through is different. And I think that's also why we give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt is because we try not to judge them for what they like, what they're doing or how they're acting is because we want to believe that there's a reason for it, you know?
Yeah, we really
And we
try to
want to
understand
believe
where they're
that
coming from
mhm, yeah,
too.
exactly. Yeah, and I think that's why it takes for us a lot to kind of stop doing that and to
Mhm.
stop thinking about them in those ways is because we want to give them the benefit of doubt that there's a reason behind everything. And yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
these
like
tests are pretty accurate.
yeah,
I
I was about to
think.
say, like, after kinda going through it all and, like, really seeing why we got, um, why we got our personality type as a protagonist, like, do you really see it as accurate as you probably saw it in the beginning, in a way?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty spot on,
Like you
feels
read
like
it
after
in detail and then you're like, that is exactly me.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah, like
scary almost.
yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting. I was just like at first like I knew it was pretty accurate when I first read it, when we first took the test or whatever,
Mhm.
and like reading a little bit of it, but actually going a little bit more in depth and kind of talking to you more about it, it's just like, whoa, well, I guess they're a lot more accurate than I thought they were. It was like pretty spot on. But what gets me kind of curious is, like I've seen, obviously the reason why I wanted to take this test because of the idols that I follow. They've
Mhm.
taken like the test a couple of times, and like I think it's interesting when the results are different each time. Like either one
Yeah.
letter is different or like, something like that. And I'm like, I wonder how, like, depending on maybe like how you're feeling that day or like how you see yourself, like that's why
Mm.
it changes in a way. I don't think I've seen anyone whose personality type has jumped a lot, you know? At least I don't think I have, kind of thing. But yeah.
It's kind of
Is it
crazy,
wrong
like
that I
what?
hold on. Wait, let me put this thing in my computer first and then I'll say what I was actually gonna say. Go
Okay.
ahead.
No, I don't know what I was gonna say.
Hold on. I just wanna know. Just out of curiosity. Huh.
Are you checking your
Interesting.
compatibility with someone's personality?
No, I just wanted to see something.
Whose
Oops.
personality type did you check?
Not person. People.
Okay, yeah.
I just wanted to see I my ooh, that's interesting. So technically, well, we don't have any of the same for anyone. But our first two letters are E and F is the same oh no. Oh, first three. Oh, is actually the same as RM's. He is an ENFP though. What is an ENFP? Sorry. Now I'm curious on
What
what an
was Oh, that
ENFP
was the
is.
judging one.
Oh.
So, really? RM doesn't like
Oh, no,
planning?
he's a wait,
Is that
what?
the right one?
Oh, ENFP. No, mine mine says campaigner.
What?
Wait, hold on. What did you say?
I thought that isn't the it's the P or the J, which was the judging one, no?
ENFP.
Yeah, and ours is a
He's
J instead of P.
yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. Oh, he's prospecting. So he's extroverted, intuitive, feeling, prospecting. What did you say earlier?
That was the one like that he does, or we like to plan more, and the P's are more like
Oh.
spontaneous.
Oh, yeah. I can see that actually. Uh, just Jungkook is an INT. This is like the test they took. I don't know if this is how the recent one they took, but it's saying Jungkook was an INTP and Jimin was an ESTP.
What was the
Yeah.
T for? That's feeling
Uh,
or
thinking.
thinking.
No, wait. Yeah, T is for
Oh, so
thinking.
that's the
Yeah.
one where they think with their heads, not their hearts, right?
Huh. That doesn't seem accurate. Really, it feels like Jimin would think more with his heart than his head. I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I just was just really curious because I know they took it and I was like, but I know they've taken it a couple of times and
Yeah.
this is where I was like, oh, they've had different results. But I
Hmm.
think there was only like a couple letters that was different
That
when
change.
it came. Yeah, that's changed
But it is kind of
each time.
crazy how you do change, like even if it is just a couple months. Just
Yeah.
like things
I
that you could have
think,
gone
yeah.
through can definitely change your responses.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Like, like we said in the beginning, like, I think, like, if I took this when I was in high school, I think I definitely would have been more introverted than extroverted. I think now, I guess, like, looking back into my life, like these past couple of years, I think I have been just a little bit more extroverted because, I've been learning to be more open, expressing myself, and, being more comfortable with me in a way. And I think that's helped me being a little bit more extroverted. And I think the only thing that probably wouldn't have changed if I took this a long time ago or a while ago or whatever, I think my feelings,
Feelings.
maybe like the percentage would have been like maybe a little bit different, but I have a feeling my percentage for feelings would probably still be pretty high. And now looking at it, the turbulent one, I think that one probably would have still stayed the same throughout my like probably for a while, for me at least. Yeah.
I
So I
was
find it really interesting.
Did you read the strengths and weaknesses?
No.
Interesting.
Oh, did I? I didn't. Where do I see
Overly
that?
empathetic. God. um, honestly, I don't know.
Where? Oh,
I don't know how I
did
got
I?
here.
I don't
It like
know.
summarizes our whole personality type, and it says explore your type, and it has like strengths and weaknesses, romantic relationships, friendships.
Oh, I think I exited before I could see that. Oops. I think after we take the test. Imagine if we retook the test now. Do you think we would have gotten where we are?
What if it was like
Oh,
did you find it?
I see it. Yeah. Oh.
Protagonists may push others to make changes that they aren't ready for. Yeah.
Are weaknesses unrealistic? Dang.
Why they gotta call us out like that?
Condescending. Wow. Some of these words are really like big until you start like reading the definition or like their description of it. And I'm like, oh, ooh, there's a career path. So when choosing a career, yeah, find fulfillment in doing what they love most, helping people. Huh. Well, I guess that makes sense. Interesting. Wow. Ooh, parenthood. How do you think would be as parents?
Are you reading Parenthood?
Yeah, I just want to see. Ah, I see that. Anyway, I don't know. I find it really interesting. Um, so if you want to take a personality test and see what kind of personality you have, I I think you should. It's interesting to see how accurate it is. And we'll definitely link the site that we used. I know there's a lot of different sites out there. Some of them I think have a lot more questions. So I don't know if there's that depends on the accuracy maybe. I don't know, but the one we did was pretty cool. It didn't take that long. Um We'll link that in our description for sure. And if you want, you could always comment down below and tell us what type of personality you have and, see if you think it's as accurate as you would have thought when you first took the test or, if you've taken the test before, maybe on a different site, uh, see if your personalities changed or are the same. That'd be pretty cool to see. Um, yeah, I think this is really interesting. It kind of it kind of made made us made us see what kind of people we are, I guess. I don't know.
Kind of made me realize like more about myself than I realized
Yeah.
before. But I also think some
Yeah.
of it is not like completely accurate, but for the most part, it is pretty accurate.
Part, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I would think I have to like keep reading more into it to see like what really is the most accurate, or
Hmm.
if anything, like am I in denial that it's
Yeah.
inaccurate? It
I was
feels
gonna
like,
say that.
you know, yeah, like am I just in denial? Do I just not want it to be real? I don't know. It feels like there's probably a couple in there that I'm reading. I'm like, oh no, that's not me, but it probably is. But it was really fun though. I thought this little test, little exam kind of thing was interesting to take. Um, I definitely would take it again. See if wait in a couple months or a year, maybe we'll see how different our personalities has changed. Because I think everyone changes throughout their lives. You know, perspectives and how they feel and everything. They could just, I think, depending on every situation, something could happen and making it change for them can depend on how your personality is, or maybe even just for a day, how your personality is. I think, if we took this test when I'm having a bad day and we hate the world, we probably would have had a totally different score for a lot of these, that's for sure. But yeah, I think it was pretty interesting. What do you think, Maribel? Any last thoughts before we sign off?
I'm kind of a little surprised at my results because, well, I guess not really, but maybe the percentages is what surprised me a little bit. But yeah, I
Yeah,
kind
some of the
of,
percentage did.
yeah, right. I kind of want to like look more into it too, and then like look at other people's and kind of use it to help me understand them a little more, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's pretty cool
I
though.
think it also depends. I think it depends on how a person interprets each percentage too, or interprets like the meanings behind it.
True.
So
I'm really
it
curious
depends, I
now,
think.
like other people's personality types though.
Hmm. Yeah, I know. I want to see how accurate it is for other people.
I want to look into like the type of people that we would like work well with or not
Hmm.
be like that compatible with because I'm like, what if the people that you know, have had problems with in the past, like, you just don't get along with certain personality types? Like, what if it is them?
Mm, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting. Maybe I'll give more of a definition on why we like certain people or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's just natural though. Like some
Yeah.
personality types are drawn to each other or get along better in general. So, yeah, it's just interesting to think about that.
So, something that I just thought of, like personality types, but like the love languages, we all
Mm,
have,
yeah.
differences. I wonder how those two kind of coincides together. Like, oh, because we are protagonists, like, is our love language, um, you know, kind of coincides with what each percentage in a way is? Because I don't know. Yeah, I wonder how that kind of goes into play a little bit. That'll be interesting to see too.
That would. I bet there is like research or something we could check out.
I'm pretty sure there is. I wouldn't be amazed. But yeah. Um, I think this episode was pretty interesting, kind of giving us a little bit intake of our own personalities and our own way of life in a way.
We learned a
Kind of understanding
lot.
us a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we understand ourselves a little more now. Now you guys do too.
Yeah. We really just put ourselves out there. No. But yeah, that was a pretty good episode.
Yeah. Well, uh,
Um,
I kind of want to encourage people to take it, and I'm just curious
yeah,
what people are
definitely.
gonna get, and if you like
Yeah.
thought that was true about them. If you know
Yeah.
us, I'm curious if you think that this was accurate too.
Oh yeah. Definitely. Yeah, if you know us, definitely drop it down, especially like if our like family members or really close friends are watching this. definitely leave a comment and tell us, hey, this is as accurate as can be, or be like, I think you need to retake the test. Kind of combo. We'll see.
Or if you're too shy, you
Um,
could like text us. Yeah.
yeah, be like, I just watched your episode and I think you should retake the test. I'm just kidding. Um, but yeah, no, it was good. So
It's
definitely,
good.
yeah, take the test. See, maybe it could give you a reason to understand yourself as well.
Mhm.
Or if you feel like you need to change something in your life, then maybe this could give you that push to change something. I don't know, but that's pretty good.
I think it'll really help you to understand yourself a little more and
Mhm.
maybe give you a reason as to like why you react a certain way to things or why you feel so strongly about certain things in your life. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Um, yeah. Is there anything else before we sign off?
I don't have anything.
I don't think I have anything else that I can think of. I never thought of that question again. That's gonna bother me a little bit.
Maybe if
Maybe
you
later.
watch it back and then it's gonna come to you.
Probably. Probably. It always does. Mm. Some things just never change. Yeah.
True. Yeah, we should take this test again in like a few years.
How long?
Maybe
Like a
even
year
like,
from now.
yeah, maybe even next year.
Let's
Because
see
mine
how much.
changed and it's only been
Within a month.
like 4 months or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine how much it would change within a year.
I have my test
Just really
results from like two
depends.
years ago too.
Did it change from 2 years ago? Like drastically change?
Not drastically, but it
Oh.
didn't really change
But it
from like,
changed. Oh.
yeah, it changed a little bit, like just percentage wise, but the only thing that's different now is like, yeah, I'm more extroverted, I guess.
I wish I could say it had tests, but it but yeah. We'll see how much it changed for me in a
Oh.
year. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, everyone, that is gonna be all for today. But thank you for tuning in, and we will see you on our socials. All our links will be in the description. Um, like we said last time, we're not gonna be posting every week anymore, but we will see you in 2 weeks from when this is posted.
Mhm. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow all our social medias. Like Maribel said, they will be down in the description. I was gonna say something more about that, but yeah, yeah. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. I hope you enjoyed this episode and you take the test as well.
Mhm.
I hope everyone has a great week or when we see you next. So F2U, unfold your feelings to start your healing. Bye.
Bye.